Good morning and welcome to the Sons of Sequoia podcast, broadcasting live from Wheat Ridge, Colorado, the home of the champions. Today is September 21st. I believe it's the first day of fall, 2021, and we are going to be doing some more famous quotes. How are you this morning?
I'm doing fine, David. It's a beautiful day in Colorado, and I'm looking forward to the next, I think we'll do 25 today, 25 famous quotes for inspiration to start the day.
That sounds great. We've done two of these before. We had to take last week off because Comcast literally came to your neighborhood and cut the line to your internet in the name of making enhancements to the system, right?
That's right. Yep, and I was down.
That is exactly what happened, right? They sent you a notice. They said, we'll be in your neighborhood making enhancements. And then they sent out a bunch of trucks and they chopped the line to your internet.
I don't know what they did, but it didn't work. And then for 2 or 3 days, and they said, "Oh, it works," but then it didn't work. You know. Mm-hmm. And they had guys coming back out actually to the house, and they finally got it to working after a couple of days. But after they switched it 2 or 3 times, they found out what's wrong with it. Mm-hmm. But I'm up on board now. I'm online, and we're doing it again. We're still going, aren't we, David?
That's right, and we have 25 new quotes today. This should be fun. I enjoy doing these just because they're light, they're lively, and they're pretty easy to do.
They're food for the soul. Now, is this 50 through? Which ones do we start? 50 through 70?
50 through 26.
Okay,
we're counting down. Yeah.
Okay,
so
I'm ready.
Shall we start? Do you want to start with the first one?
Okay, number 50.
Number 50.
Okay, Marcel Proust. Let us be grateful to people who make us happy. They are the charming gardens who make our souls blossom.
Charming gardeners.
Oh, they're the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. Okay, well, it's morning. Well, okay, well, that's a nice thing to say.
That's nice. I mean, I don't know how much more commentary we can give to it. It's basically like, I think that the thing is, like, you should try to be around people that make you happy, and you should try to make the people that you're around happy. That's sort of the lesson learned from a quote like that.
Well, if you think about it, I think that's actually, now that I think about it, there's more to that than just, oh, that's nice. No, it's more than nice. It's kind of like the purpose of life. I mean, if you go through life and you're happy and you make other people happy, that's how to live. Mm-hmm. Anything less than that is less than living. Anyway, I think that's good. It sounds nice, but when you start thinking about it and doing it, it can change your life.
Yes. Okay, so let's go to 49. I'll read this one. Margaret Mead. I don't know what I'm saying. Oh, Mark Twain is up here. Margaret Mead said, "Always remember that you are absolutely unique, just like everyone else."
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, that's the kind of thing like you are special, but also you're so insignificant in the universe, but you are special in the universe.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's the balance. You have to maintain a balance that you are unique, but everyone else is unique too. Mm-hmm. And respect yourself and respect everyone else. So, yeah. And I think that the 2 words, always remember. So never forget that. Mm-hmm. Keep things in perspective.
Okay, moving on to number 48. This is exactly like the Mark Twain one that was 51 ahead of it, so I'll try to put them both in frame. But number 48, you want to read it?
The beginning is the most important part of the work.
Just like the Mark Twain quote above it, the secret of getting ahead is getting started.
Yep.
I mean, I totally agree with that. I think there's some things in this world I hem and haw, and I spend hours. I'll spend 3 hours tying myself in knots about having to do this thing, and then I'll get into it, and it'll be less than an hour, and I'll be done. And it's like I could have been done 4 hours ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've done that before, and it's like, just start. Just some people are so good at like, oh, that has to be done. Okay, boom, I'm starting right now. Mm-hmm. So, oh, this has to be done by next week. Let me get it done today. Let me get it done this morning. It'll be done by noon. Oh my goodness, what a great gift. What a great characteristic of a person. They just get started,
Yeah.
and they get so much done, and again, they're happy.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back to being happy, and also it makes other people happy because you do things for other people.
Yeah.
You don't wait. You don't wait. You just do it. That's good. I like that one. So
Number-
Plato and Mark Twain were on the same wavelength.
Mm-hmm. Number 47. The world is my country. All mankind are my brethren, and to do good is my religion. Thomas Paine.
Okay.
Well,
good for him.
That reminds me of a little bit. It reminds me of The Office. Remember when they go to they're at that church for Cece's christening, and the young kids are talking about going on a missionary mission to build schools. Yes. And it's talking about how like the Earth is a lifeboat or whatever, and Andy Bernard's making fun of him. I don't know. I wish that I had the clip to pull up. I think in the future there will be you just mention something and Google will be able to go and get you that clip at that exact time frame.
Yeah, now you have to ask for it, but sometimes question, David, why is world capitalized?
I don't quite know.
Because it says the world is my country.
Oh, because it's referring to the world as a country, perhaps, and you capitalize country names?
Oh, like a proper name.
Yeah. Okay. So it wouldn't be if you were referring to it as the world is...
The world.
Yeah.
I see.
Maybe.
Yeah, that could be. And that's a good... Actually, that kind of... The world is my country, all mankind are my brethren, and to do good is my religion. That can really apply to almost anyone at any time, all people, and also any religion. In other words, you can have more than one religion.
Yeah, well, I agree with the world is my country. Like, yeah, we all live on the same rock. We got to take care of it, whatever. To do good is my religion. I can buy that, perhaps, although... Sometimes you got to break the rules to do what's right. And then the one that I don't like is all mankind are my brethren. Because there are some awful, foul people in this world that I don't want to claim as my brother. I think that I would reserve different rules for family if I counted someone as my brother. And there are some people out there that I would not want to count as my brethren. So I would not say all mankind are my brethren.
I think you have to define what my brethren means. Like, does it mean like, oh, they're like my brothers and I love them as family? I don't see it that way. All mankind are my brethren is that they're humans. They're humanity. You care about them. You care for them. If they need help, I'll help them. It's like my neighbor. If my neighbor needs help, I'll help him.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that your neighbor is your brother, though.
Right. So my point is, define brethren. What is that? So maybe Thomas Paine thought of brethren in a much more general, not a specific definition, a more general definition.
Yeah, it's sort of like the world is my country. Would you go to war for the world if you had to fight against a different world? I mean, I don't know. Like your brethren, it's like your neighbor says, hey, could you give me a ride to the airport and help me move? And you're like, no. But you would do that for your brother.
Yeah, or could you go to this? Yeah. Okay, 46.
All right, that's on you.
When we are no longer able to change a situation, we're challenged to change ourselves. Viktor E. Frankl.
Vic Frankl with the words of wisdom. How do you feel about that?
When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, to me, that's kind of like an observation. It's not like something to aspire to. It's kind of like something that's forced upon us to move forward. So it's to me, it's like an observation. Yeah, this is what you have to do.
Yeah.
To move forward.
It's like if you like encounter a situation, you have outcomes in mind. and the situation just chews you up and spits you out. But you make it through out to the other side, and you still have some skin in the game. You're still drawing breath. You're still above ground. You just declare victory and move on. You know, you're like, could have been worse. Like,
could have been worse. Take one day at a time.
Yeah, you take the lessons. Like, I thought that I was going to be the hero in this situation. I ended up just getting chewed up and spit out, but I'm still here, so I'm going to take those lessons. So you're challenged to change yourself. I'm going to move forward with the knowledge that not everything works out the way you think it's going to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, number 45. Problems are not stop signs, they are guidelines. Robert H. Schuller.
Yeah, that's kind of clever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, guidelines. Yeah. I think what he means by that is that problems can be as much of a teacher, that they teach you as much as they do prevent you from doing things. Because problems will challenge you, and you have to bring it. You have to bring it to get past these problems. And solving problems is probably the best teacher that you have.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what I mean by guidelines.
Yeah, so like I ate at a Japanese food restaurant yesterday.
Okay.
And I went in and the credit card didn't work. And so while I'm trying the credit card, it's like, are you still there? Confirm in 5, 4, 3, 2, and then it reset my order. And I had to redo the order again. So that was a problem. But it wasn't a stop sign. I managed to order, I managed to pay, I got my food. It was a guideline. And the guideline is never go to that place again.
Then never go back.
Yeah.
That's right. Never go in there again.
Yeah, I learned my lesson.
That's true.
But it was a guideline and a stop sign because it guided me to stop going there from ever again.
That was a stop sign. But you wouldn't have known if you hadn't gone.
Yes, and just to put it out there into the universe, the place was called Motomaki. It was no good. Food was no good.
Oh man. Okay.
That's my opinion. I'm allowed to have my opinion, right?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think so.
Okay. Moving on.
So not only do we do these quotes, we also give opinions, and also we give what's it called when you give reviews.
Yeah.
On eating places, eating establishments.
We're restaurant critics.
There we go. Number 44. What we achieve inwardly will change outer reality. Plutarch.
Okay, I see that. I mean, but I think that some people spend too much time with this inward growth path journey that they're on. I think that people that have focused on achieving knowledge of themselves, understanding of themselves, and for every day there's a new epiphany about what they understand about themselves and how they fit in the world. They're the most anxious, nervous, basket case people I've ever met.
Well, maybe that's why they try to do that, to try to counter their anxiety.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, maybe the achievement, they think that they're looking for some ultimate truth, but maybe what they need to achieve is to stop looking for some ultimate truth and start looking inwardly to say, I need to chill out.
Yeah.
Maybe looking inwards exacerbates. So looking inward and analyzing every little thing about your personality is different than achieving something inwardly. You know? If you can achieve a state of calm, you're still doing something inwardly, right?
Yes. That's what I was thinking. Instead of the word achieve, I would say accept who you are. Accept who you are inwardly, and then change your outer reality based on who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to achieve something that you're not. I don't know. I'm sure he meant something. And actually, what Plutarch was he Greek?
A Greek historian.
So maybe the Greek translation here. Maybe the words mean something different in Greek. you know.
Yeah.
But you don't build yourself. You learn who you are, and you respect and you honor yourself by moving forward. That's what I think.
I think though, um, there is this concept of, you can be this type of person, and that's the type of person you want to be, but you're weak. And so you say it's going to take willpower and determination to be, whether it's, I mean, and of course, you're out of reality. Like, let's say you're a smoker and you want to quit smoking. Well, part of that is addiction to nicotine, but part of that is like you just don't have any willpower. The second you feel like having a cigarette, you cave. Now, if you can achieve willpower and determination inwardly, you can overcome your addiction to nicotine. And so what you achieve inwardly affects the outer world. So I think that's kind of what he's getting at. That's an example of what he's talking about. Because I know some people, they say they're going to quit smoking, and they're constantly smoking. Or they say they're going to quit smoking, and they end up vaping the equivalent of like 10 packs a day. Like, you were better off when you just smoked. Okay. Yeah. Should we move on?
43. What does Mother Teresa say there, David?
Mother Teresa says, spread love wherever you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving happier.
Spread love everywhere you go.
Okay. Same meaning, right?
Same thing. You got the gist. And let no one ever come to you without leaving happier. So we got another happy thing going on here.
Yeah.
Happy, joy.
I mean, I'm sure that it's easy to say, but I mean, if you were in Calcutta and you were pregnant and you went to Mother Teresa and you asked her for help, terminating the pregnancy, you weren't going to leave too happy because she was going to say no because she was Catholic.
Yeah. I think also she's spread love, and then the consequence or the outgrowth of love is happiness.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just one product of love, being happy. There's other products of love too. Sometimes you have to make really hard decisions with people you love, and it's not that happy.
Yeah.
But the point is, I think whether it's love, whether it's happy, I think we need to move forward being positive.
Yeah, that's
whatever
the gist.
Whatever word you have, it's just always remain positive. Be part of the solution, where the solution is love or happiness. Just be positive as you move forward.
Yeah, moving on. Number 42, another one about life and love. Do you want to read this? Friedrich Nietzsche.
Okay, Friedrich Nietzsche. We love life not because we are used to living, but because we are used to loving.
What do you think that means?
I think that the meaning of life is love. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
It's not just existing. Is that you're not really living unless you love, and love gives meaning to life. I think that's what he's trying to say.
I think that's a fair assessment.
That's what I take from it.
I think you're right. I'm going to say you're right and move on.
41.
Love is the meaning of life. 41. I like this one. Walt Disney said, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, it's not true, but I think that sometimes you got to tell yourself stuff like that.
I think the key word in that is can come true.
Yes, that's true.
That it can come true if you have the courage to pursue them. If you don't have the courage to pursue them, then they will not come true.
Yes. Now, if you do have the courage to pursue them, that is not a guarantee that they will come true.
No, but they can if you have the courage to pursue them.
So he's not wrong.
Yeah, it's a good way to say it.
Because of the word can, he's not wrong.
Right. They can come true if you, but it's kind of logical. Like if you never pursue them, they'll never, you're going to lose. You're going to miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Uh-huh. That's what he's saying.
That's what he's saying. Well, it's the opposite of what he's saying.
We got a lot of Office references going on today. You miss 100% of the shots
Well,
you don't take.
Well, Michael Scott, yeah, but that was also Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah. He writes it, Wayne Gretzky, and then he says Michael Scott.
Yeah, because he just said it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just said it. Yeah, Michael Scott. Yeah, a lot of Office references. Yeah.
I like that one. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Now,
Yep.
we have a Shakespeare.
Well, something about that. One more thing about that. All dreams can come true if we have courage to pursue them. And sometimes the value of our dreams is not them coming true, but it's the growth of courage in pursuing them.
Uh-huh.
If you think about it. And sometimes it's like going from failure to failure with undiminished enthusiasm. So did your dream come true? No. But yes, but no. Not what I was pursuing, but the pursuit can be gratifying in itself.
Yeah.
It's moving from failure to failure with undiminished enthusiasm because you're trying to achieve this thing. Sometimes it's the journey, not the destination. You agree with that?
I do.
Thank you.
Number 40, William Shakespeare.
He's an old guy.
What did he say?
We know that we are, but know not what we may be.
Okay. So that's like your future is unwritten.
You'll never know what you are until you are.
Yeah.
And then you know what you are, but you have no idea what you could be, or what you may be, or what you will be.
Yeah, it reminds me of I'm all TV references today. Don Draper on Mad Men.
Okay.
And the first season, Peggy Olson, she gets pregnant. She has a kid. And spoiler alert for a 10-year-old show. But she wants to be a professional woman. And Don Draper sort of sees something in her, that she could. And that this kid, is a complicating factor. And she doesn't let anyone know except for Don that she had a kid. And she says, "What should I do, Don?" He says, "Move forward, Move forward, forget about this." So she pawns the kid off on her parents. She doesn't watch the kid, and she pursues a professional career. And Don says, if that's what you want, move forward, don't look back, and just forget that this ever happened. And your past, although it seems like an albatross around your neck, you can, if you have the courage or the balls to say, this is what I want and this is what I'll pursue, there's a lot of stuff that only seems like a burden. There's if you have the temerity to just say, okay, I'm going to move forward, I'm going to move past this, I'm going to forget this ever happened, you don't know what you can be. And I think that's what Shakespeare's saying. We know what we are, we know what's happened to us, we know the things that have occurred, but we don't know what's going to occur. And there's an infinite world of possibilities in that lack of knowledge.
Well, the way you're describing it, David, a lot of times people will undermine what they could be or what they may be by assuming or presuming this is what I am.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not true. That's not true. You need to pursue things unknown in order to achieve who you really are. Don't let other people tell you who you are. You have to discover who you are, because you really don't know until you go out there and try to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think a lot of society really holds us back in saying, this is what you need to be. You need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. Well, thankful for the kids who didn't follow the rules. If they didn't follow the rules, we probably never would have had all of the inventions we've had today.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have created an automobile, or they wouldn't have left the farm, or created a computer, or the internet, or the Excel. Thank God for these people who didn't do what everyone told them that they had to do.
Mm-hmm.
because there's where we have our modern all the inventions that we have today.
But also thank God for the people that did do what everyone told them to do. Like, I think about this all the time. We live near a wastewater, not near, but there's a wastewater treatment plant coming down from the mountains if we drive west. And I think there was a guy that used to go to the bar, I think he's dead now, that I would go to, that worked there for 30 years. And it's like, society has decided that, sewer, perfectly functioning sewer. Like, I don't think twice about it. I flush my toilet and the deed is done. Now, somebody has to work where all that sewage ends up. This guy worked there for 30 years. Now, he didn't invent anything. He didn't innovate on this world. He found a job that had good benefits, and he went to work every day, and he made sure that when you or I flush the toilet, it ends up in a wastewater treatment facility, and it gets taken care of. And that's valuable to society as well. You don't have to be an innovator.
Absolutely, absolutely. But I agree with you. Totally agree with you. But it's getting back to being happy.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are happy just doing what they're supposed to be doing. Some people are not. And so we're all different.
Yeah.
We're all different. Yeah, a lot of people who have the ability to do something different and unique, but it doesn't make them happy.
Yeah.
So you don't do things because you can do them. You do things because that's who you are. And so if you're happy, just doesn't matter what you can do. It matters what you should be doing to make you happy.
The lack of security, the ambiguity of the task, and the vague description of what the future is going to be like sometimes is agonizing for people. If you can get yourself plugged into something where it's like, I have security, I know exactly what I'm going to be doing for the next 30 years, and that provides a level of comfort that makes my life better. And I think there's something to be said about that.
Absolutely. And that person can make people around them better too.
Mm-hmm.
And actually make people around them better who do go out and do innovative things. And so we're a community, and everyone's not the same, and everyone has to be who they are. And some people do different things, and some people do the same thing for the next 30, 40, 50 years. There's nothing wrong with both of them, what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 39.
39. Henry David Thoreau. It's not what you look at that matters. It's what you see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so true. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
You
I mean, it's like I think people, they do a lot of hearing and they don't really do a lot of listening.
That's right. You hear but don't listen. You look but don't see. Absolutely. Open your eyes and see what's right in front of you. Mm-hmm. So many times that doesn't happen. I guess they say, he who has ears, let him hear. He who has eyes, let him see. In other words, listen to what's actually being said, see what's actually in front of you. Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that.
I like how when we read these quotes, though, it's often we say, yeah, a lot of people out there don't take that to heart. And we never say, like, I don't take that to heart. You never apply that level of introspection on yourself. It's always like, oh, yeah, I see that flaw in everyone else in the world. Never in me.
Yeah. Well, it's a good point. I think like this saying by Henry David Thoreau, it's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there are people around me that don't do that. But then there could be a lot of people around that look at me and say that I don't do that as much as they do.
Mm-hmm.
That's very possible. Like, oh, I didn't see that. I mean, has there been times when someone will point something out and you say, oh, yeah, I didn't realize that. That's true. I didn't see that. So, hey, it's not either or. It's not a binary kind of a yes or no or 0-1. It is maybe it's a skill that you learn and you settle into how you do it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Yep.
So it's not a 0-1 kind of a game. It's not a binary game.
Number 38, Leo Buscaglia. A single rose can be my garden. A single friend, my world.
Wow, that's very poetic,
Mm-hmm.
but that's very true.
Yeah,
Another, yeah,
very, very good.
Vivekananda. Take up one idea. Make that one idea your life. Think of it. Dream of it. Live on that idea. Let the brain, muscles, nerves, every part of your body be full of that idea and just leave every other idea alone. This is the way to success.
Fascinating.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
It,
Wow, Swami.
it,
You got a
rem-
lot of words there.
it reminds me of everything reminds me of a TV show that I saw. Um, HBO did a documentary on Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre called The Defiant Ones. Jimmy Iovine was a record producer. He produced Dr. Dre's hit records, and then Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre went into business with Beats headphones. They ended up selling Beats headphones for several $100 million to Apple. Well, Jimmy Iovine was talking about success, and he said, I love to go to the horse track, and there's horses out there that are the fastest, but they get too distracted. And so what they'll do is they'll put blinders on the horse so it doesn't look at all the other horses in the gate, and it can only see the track. When it's running, it doesn't look around. It only sees the track ahead of it. And you put the blinders on the horse runs fast, the horse wins the race. He's like, sometimes in my life, there's people. I just wish I could put blinders on people. The difference between their success and their failure is that they're too distracted by everything else. If you could put blinders on people and have them focus on the one thing that they're good at, that's the difference between success and failure, as far as he's concerned. And so this is sort of what Swami Vivekananda is saying.
I think there's a lot of truth to that. A lot of truth to that. In order to, some people just can't stay the course. They have to, they get distracted. But also, if you want to be really good at something, you can't do it once or twice. You got to keep doing it to be really good at it. If you want to learn something, if it's difficult to learn, you have to stick with it. And sometimes it takes a long time to achieve it. And if you have something that you love, something a desire that you want to achieve, a lot of times it's not easy to do, and you have to stick with it and not give up. So basically, the way to success is choose something that you really want to do and don't give up. Never give up. Yeah, keep at it. A lot of words, though, Swami.
Number 36. Euripides said, friends show their love in times of trouble, not in happiness.
Wow. I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
Your friends come out whenever you have a problem. Yeah.
Yes. That reminds me of...
another show? Another TV show, David?
I need to buy this book. There's only one left in stock. It's 1888. You Are Worthless. Depressing nuggets of wisdom sure to ruin your day. It's by the makers of The Onion. But there's all sorts of quotes in You Are Worthless that sort of play into this quote by Euripides. Friends show their love in times of trouble, not in happiness. Basically, like, your friends don't like you. They like the feeling they get when they're around you. And if that feeling changes, they won't be your friends anymore.
Wow. Yeah. That is so true.
Yeah.
A true friend is when you're in trouble, or when you have through bad times, that they stick with you, then they're a true friend. Yeah. A true friend. So good job, Euripides.
35. It's on you.
You don't choose your family. They are God's gift to you, and you are to them. Desmond Tutu.
Desmond Tutu, the bishop, Archbishop Desmond Tutu.
You don't choose your family. They are God's gift to you, as you are to them. Well, sometimes people do choose their family.
Yeah, like when you get married, you choose your wife, right?
You do, and sometimes you adopt children, and that's just as much as a family as if you're born into a family. As a matter of fact, it could be a little bit more, because you choose you make a choice to say, I'm going to devote my life to this person as a family member. And so it's not like it's something that you did. And so sometimes that's even stronger than something that's thrust upon you.
Yeah.
So, but I understand what Desmond Tutu is saying.
Yeah.
That when you're part of a family, it is a gift. It is a gift. And when you're adopted, that's also a gift. It's a different kind of gift, and the families are just as strong. It's not any weaker. It's just as strong when you're born into a family or you're chosen to be part of a family. And I think that a friend, like a friend closer than a brother, is a family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, I understand what he says, and it's good.
Number 34. Soren Kierkegaard said, "Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced."
Okay, yeah, that's a positive way to look at it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that people they want to know the meaning of life, but it's like, it reminds me of the show, The Simpsons.
Another show
where Mr. Burns gives them this Olmec head, and they get upset and they complain about it. Then at the end, they say, maybe the moral was, just do good and good things will happen. They say, yeah, but we didn't get what we wanted until we complained. It's like, well, maybe the moral is the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And then Homer says, there is no moral. It's just a bunch of stuff that happened. That's what Kierkegaard is saying about life. Don't try to find its meaning. It's just a bunch of stuff that's going to happen to you. You might as well live in the moment.
So Soren Kierkegaard is the same as Homer Simpson.
Yeah, they're the same.
Yeah. So hey, sometimes these cartoon things, they have a lot of truth to them.
Yeah, I would rephrase this: life doesn't have a moral. It's just a bunch of stuff that happens.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what Kierkegaard is saying, I think. That's what it's saying to me. That's what I hear. That's what I hear with my ears. That's what I see with my eyes. Yep.
Okay, your turn.
George Bernard Shaw. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself.
Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of truth to that, but I don't know. It could be both ways. You find who you are and create who. Yeah, it's not one or the other. I don't think it's one or the other. I think it's both.
Yeah.
That's like the movie
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump, when he says, I don't know if Lieutenant Dan is right that we have a destiny, or if Mama's right, we're floating around like a breeze. But I think they're both right. I think they're both right at the same time.
Speaking of which,
I agree with that.
One of our favorite YouTubers, Andrew Callahan, released a new video. I watched it. I got the notification on my phone. I watched it immediately. He interviews Tom Hanks' son, Chet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Chet's been in the news for, he was on the red carpet and he was speaking in a Jamaican accent. He's on the internet and he says, yeah, this summer is going to be white boy summer. So he's talking about how it's white boy summer. He's a cringy guy, but he's like in the interview, he seems almost self-aware. So it's fascinating. He's got a point. Okay, moving on. Socrates said, the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing.
Okay. Yeah. That's more like a joke than a saying.
Well, that's why the Socratic method, there's no edicts. It was all just questioning.
Yeah.
He never said, this is truth. He said, are you sure? Are you sure you're right? What do you believe? Like, are you sure that's right? Your turn.
Okay. 31. Confucius. Confucius
says,
everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how true, Confucius.
That's true.
Oh, how, actually going back to he who has eyes, let him see the beauty inside us,
Mm-hmm.
the beauty in everything around us, the beauty in people, the beauty in nature, the beauty. How often we don't see it. Why is it that humans really don't see all the beauty that there is to see? It's something of being human. We see things that aren't there, and we don't see the beauty that is there.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. Maybe that's part of being human and part of being of growing and being the kind of people we really should grow into, and that is seeing the beauty all around us.
Yeah. Um, it's funny
Another
because
show, another show, David.
I'm just thinking of another show.
All right, yay!
The There's this show they used to do plastic surgery, and these people are trying to be beautiful like conventionally. And if you've ever seen like a video of someone getting plastic surgery, it's like the ugliest, most horrific thing you've ever seen. So they're subjecting themselves to like horrific terrors just to achieve some sort of like conventional ideal of beauty when they look fine to begin with. So I think it's fascinating to me because I'm sure the plastic surgeon sees beauty in chopping up someone's face or boobs or butt because that's what's getting them their houseboat. But if you or I watched the surgery, we'd be like, this is disgusting. So everything has a beauty, but not everyone sees it. And I think where you stand depends on where you sit in terms of what you see as beautiful.
I suppose so. There's different kinds of beauty, I guess. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Everything has a specific type of beauty, but it's not like you should appreciate all the beauty in the world. It's the beauty that you appreciate in the world says something about you, not about beauty.
That's another good point, David. David
Okay.
the Confucius ponderer. Pundit. You're David the Confucius pundit. Okay.
Ingrid Bergman,
What
she was
what does
Ilsa.
Ingrid Bergman say?
She says, a kiss is a lovely trick designed by nature to stop speech when words become superfluous. Now, as an actress in old-timey movies, I think that she understood that that was the cadence. You know, you'd have a dialogue scene. Humphrey Bogart would be talking to her in Casablanca. Kid. You know, and then they'd kiss. And I think it's true, but I also think it's also influenced by people's ideas of romance may have been what they saw in the pictures, you know?
That's true. I think that is true in movies. Uh, that's exactly what I thought. That's true in movies. That's what they do in movies, not necessarily in life. But it's a lovely saying.
It is. Well, it's sort of like if you go and you watch a little kid's baseball game, they'll like if you watch the Little League World Series from 10 years ago and then you watch this year's. I didn't watch this year's. I probably did watch. I used to love the Little League World Series. But the kids, their mannerisms, they'll be mimicking the major league players. And a lot of times it's just like these like superstitious quirks that a very popular player has at the time. But they'll be sort of aping that. And I think people do that with what they see in the movies too. Like the movie affected them in some way, and so they want to sort of reenact that behavior. But that doesn't mean that she's wrong. She's right. So moving on. She's right. Moving on.
Yeah.
Judy Garland.
Judy Garland. Judy Garland.
Is that where Judy comes from?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
For it was not into my ear you whispered, but into my heart. It was not my lips you kissed, but my soul.
Okay, so it's
Judy
like
Garland.
it's like a direct connection on a deep level.
Right. Actions have a deeper meaning. Yeah,
Mhm.
especially to people. It wasn't just a whisper, it wasn't just a kiss. It did something to me as a person. Yeah.
Okay, we got
Good for
this.
you, Good for you, Judy.
Judy. Number 28, A. Milne, author of Winnie the Pooh, said, if you live to be 100, I want to live to be 100 minus 1 day, so I never have to live without you.
Oh.
That's nice. It's a nice sentiment.
Oh, that's so nice. That's something Winnie the Pooh would say.
Yeah. I don't know.
ER.
Do you think A.A. Milne was like saying that to someone he loved, or was it in his writings? It was probably in his writings, right?
It probably was in his writings. That way, they knew he said it.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, it's a
Aw.
nice sentiment. I like it.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, that's to me. That's just cute.
It's
you know?
cute, but it's
Yeah.
nice. You could say that. You could say that quote to someone if you really cared about them. Okay, moving on.
But then again, on the other hand, though, look what this is saying. If you live to be 100, I want to live to be 100 minus one, so that you have to see me die.
It's true. It's very true.
I don't want to. I don't want to see you die. I want you to see me die. Yeah. So you could that.
On your
But
last,
that's not what he meant.
on your
That's not what he
last day on Earth, I literally want you to watch me die.
Yeah, you watch me die. Yeah, I want you to go. I want you to go through that. I don't want to go through that. I want you to go through that. So anyway, so you could take it different ways.
You could.
But I understand what he means. He means it in a positive way. Not a
Everything
negative way.
has beauty, but not everyone sees it. You know, A.A. Milne wants his wife to watch him die the day before she dies. That's not beautiful. But you read that and you say, oh, that's cute.
Okay, but the reality of it is okay. But again, it was probably one of his characters in one of his books
Mm-hmm.
that like Winnie the Pooh would say that in a positive way.
Yes.
He would say it or ER would say it in a positive way, not a negative way. Or Piglet, or something like that. Okay. Hey, what does Jack Kennedy say? John F. Kennedy.
Do you want to read it?
Okay. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them.
Ooh. So are we going to take any of these words and sort of apply them to our day-to-day life? Or are we going to forget everything that we've covered in these last 74 quotes?
Well, I don't think you live by the words. I think the words create a realization within you, and you live by what's in you.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, you say, "Oh, I'm going to do that." That's not what you do. You go, "Oh, those words make me reflect inside me, and it makes me realize something in me, and then I live from that."
You live by your
So
feelings, not by the specific words.
Yeah. You don't go and says, "Okay, I'm gonna do that as a robot." No,
Mm-hmm.
this has changed what I thought, and since that has changed what I thought and it changed me, then I will live from that. As we express our gratitude, and actually another way to say that to me is that if we honor what people have said, what people have done, if we honor sayings or everything, then it's going to change how we live. That's the greatest honor. Not saying, "Oh, that's really good. Oh, good for you. Oh, let me praise you." No, the greatest honor is that changes how I'm going to see things or how I'm going to do things. That's going to change me being positive and happier, and making people around me happy too. It's going to make me a better person. That's the greatest honor.
Okay. Well, we have one last quote. Martin Luther King
Last
Jr.
one.
said, "Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others?"
Yeah, I like that.
I like it.
I like that. I think the greatest, whatever you do, you always make sure that you think of others.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's absolutely right. And also, if you do that, not only will you make an impact in your world, but I think you will be fulfilled.
Yeah. But I think that if you travel a lot, the most persistent and urgent question is, where is the bathroom?
Yes, that's true too, David. That's true too.
¿Dónde está el baño?
¿Dónde está el baño? Por favor.
Por favor. You have
Por
you have to say it while holding your lower abdomen.
With a worried look on your face. and then they'll point,
Yeah.
you know, or they'll direct you.
But not to short sell.
That's true.
Not to short sell Martin Luther King Jr.'s. The most important question you could ask yourself, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others?
Yeah. The most memorable people, the most successful people are those that do for others.
Yeah. Like Carnegie, you make more friends in a week caring about others than you do in a year trying to get others to care about you. Something like that.
Being interested in others than wanting them to try to be interested in you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that. And so, but also it'll make you happy too, because something about humans want to make humans, well, hopefully, humans feel complete when they help others.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a really good saying by Martin Luther King Jr.
Well, we've covered 25 quotes. I think we can sort of wind this episode down, don't you think?
I think so. That was good. I think we are at something positive to do in the mornings to start your day or anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Morning, noon, night. Always think and reflect about everything. And people have things to say. And you know, David, as people hear this, I think this should create things even with them that they can say have their own sayings,
Mm-hmm.
and their own sayings should come within them.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I've heard, but this is what I believe,
Yeah.
and this is what I see, and this is the beauty that's in me that I see, and so you have to create your own.
Yeah.
The greatest beauty in a person is not what you see, but what you've created inside yourself.
Yeah. Like
That's my saying.
I think, yeah, I'd just like to take these and sort of change them a little bit and then sort of pass them off as the real one. Like A.A. Milne said, I love you so much I want you to watch me die. That's what he said. That's what he said, right?
I want you to sit there and watch me die.
And then I want you to die right after that.
Well, that's kind of what he said, but I don't think that's what he meant.
Okay. That's why these quotes are important. They massage the words to where it's heartwarming or poignant.
That's poignant, all right, David. That's poignant, all right.
I think it's interesting too. You start to break these things down, and they're less poignant than the way that the quotes are constructed is why they've stood the test of time. But the ideas behind them, you could poke holes in the ideas behind them, right?
Yeah.
But I think they're rules of thumb. They're not absolutes.
Nothing is always what it seems, and it can be taken different ways. So, again, the real goal of life is happiness, and the wisdom of life is seeing beauty in yourself, and also giving to others. I think that's timeless.
Yeah, be happy, do for others. That's the Oh, and get started today. Those are the three things we learned. Be happy.
Start today making other people happy, and see the beauty in others, in yourself and others.
Yes. You need to see the beauty in others. You need to see the beauty in the world. You need to be happy, and you need to do for others, and you need to start today. That's the 4 lessons. I think I'll play the outro.
There you go, David. I like that.
Okay. So is there anything you'd like to say as we leave?
Sons of Sequoia says, keep on talking, but listen more than you talk, and try to understand what the other person is saying.